Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, our next two presenters honestly, truly need no introduction. This is arguably the most anticipated presentation of the entire Congress. Please welcome the dynamic duo from Mexico, Santiago Iturio and Jaime Maussan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We want to start this presentation by making an homage to the Beatles and to the song Across the Universe. As you know, this song is traveling now through the space to the polar star, I believe 432 light years away. It was like an homage by NASA, not just to the Beatles, but to the program Deep Space. And this is a message of hope, trying to find living, intelligent creatures somewhere in the universe, expecting that someday we will have an answer.
Rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my opened mind, possessing and caressing me.
Thank you. Now, hello, Santiago.
Hello, Jaime. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here again at the Congress and to bring you the results of our research work from Mexico. And we are very excited because, you know, for the past 2 years, we have an increase not only of UFO sightings. Hello? This is somehow fading back. Okay. We have an increase not only of UFO sightings, but also the people has begun to experience close encounters of the third kind. And it seems that we have reached a new level in our experience, a level in which the people is now experiencing direct interactions with alien beings.
You have to remember that we are journalists. I have a television program, and that gives us a tremendous advantage because through that program we are able to excite the audience and to really invite them to participate. And because of that, we are able to record anything that is really happening in Mexico. We have millions of collaborators, literally. For that reason, you can understand that we come every year with so many new discoveries, so many new videos, so many new cases. And it's because we are now working professionally in this field. I wish there were many journalists doing this in the States. I wish there were many TV programs in the States opening this opportunity to people, to let people say and present what they are witnessing now. Because now we are becoming a very important generation, a generation of history. I can tell you something is happening. Stephenville was something important. It happened also in San Diego. But in Mexico, we had a sighting for 3 days and 3 nights at the end of 2007 and the beginning of 2008. We have 6 different new cases of extraterrestrials, 4 of them recorded with cellular phones, which is telling us now that the technology in the hands of so many is going to change this new reality, this possibility. I believe that in the very near future, when we have better cell phones, better cameras integrated into this technology, in the cellular technology, we are going to be registering many new cases of extraterrestrials. The cell phone is going to be for the creature, the physical creature, what it was the video camera to the UFOs and the spheres and all the phenomena in the sky. I believe that we are going to witness very important events in the next 2 years. You will see after all the presentation of Haktan Erdogan from Turkey, which is also telling us that this new reality has arrived. You will see very clear videos tonight or today. You will see very sharp videos of these new ships coming closer to us. And of course, the presence of these extraterrestrials. But I want to start. We have so much to present that we have to hurry. And I want to start with something that is probably impossible. I won't tell you what it is because I want you to tell me what it is. And it's not a UFO. And it's not an extraterrestrial. But it's something that probably you are going to consider impossible. Tell me what you think it is.
Can we bring the lights down, please?
The lights down, please. Did I hear a penguin? A penguin in a pine in central Mexico? The penguins, excuse me, the penguins don't fly. the penguins don't live in the northern hemisphere. If that is a penguin, it means that the impossible doesn't exist anymore.
This image was well recorded by Dr. Cesar Vargas from the window of his office in Mexico City, Ciudad Sagún.
Ciudad Sagún. He is an odontologist, and he has seen. There is sound. If we can hear the sound, please. There is sound.
There is sound. So this is very disconcerting, but there it is.
Is this a sign in the sky of the times to come?
We have never seen something like no, Mike.
Okay. The secret war. Just a week ago, we saw a new satellite that was brought down to Earth, was destroyed in the space. In September 15, 2007, in Peru, we have something that the astronomers thought was a meteorite. It created a crater of 15 meters in diameter, 5 meters deep. But the so-called meteorite was never found. The people that went around that place got sick, nausea, headaches, irritation of the eyes and the nose, the respiratory system. There were sent some policemen to this place, and they also got sick. This was never explained why this meteorite made people sick. Then, the intelligence in Russia said that it was not a meteorite. Pravda said that was a satellite, the KH-13. Some people call that ridiculous, but the intelligence in Russia never retracted from saying that. We have seen many objects falling down from the space to Earth very recently, and we don't know what they are. Many of them don't leave any trace behind them. Is something going on? Are our satellites being destroyed in the space? Is there a secret war going on? Are we using the space to make war? Are the Chinese doing, as is rumor, nuclear test in the space? Is this the answer to the closeness of the objects to the late space missions that we are going to present you? This was from Greenswald in Germany just 3 weeks ago. And we can also see something very close to that object falling. And this was never explained either. And this is from Mrs. Quigley, the 26th of December in Halifax, Canada. This was also never explained even by Canada or NASA.
So as you can see, these kind of phenomena are increasing, and for some reason, the mystery is still there because not even the scientists are able to get a conclusion. We don't know what they are. They seem to fall, but they are not falling. At least they are not falling to the Earth. But could this be some kind of new sign of things to come or times changing?
Let's remember very, very quick. We presented this a year ago. On September 19th, 2006, this so-called mysterious object blocked the Atlantis to come back, from coming back. You never saw this image in your television. However, it was broadcast by NASA in the NASA channel. This is the so-called mysterious object. And this object was along the Atlantis for at least 8 hours. This is not coincidental. I said it, and if you want to check it in the conference a year ago, this was somehow a warning. And look what is happening now. Because we cannot consider this just like a coincidence, but something that was made on purpose.
And this incident also embarrassed NASA because this was the first time that NASA acknowledged that an unknown object was witnessed or was sighted by the astronauts, causing a delay of 1 day in the return of the shuttle, which was unprecedented, and well, it causes a lot of commotion among the media.
And let's remember now what Marianne Stephanie Chin Piper said about that mission. Please, you can turn the lights a little bit down.
Yes, please, bring the lights down.
And the sound up, please.
It was just something that, something that you'd never seen before. And when I finally got to go out the door, that was something different too. And I figured that would never happen without the preparation we had, training the team. And so
as I understand, she's suffering of post-traumatic syndrome. It means that she was under stress. It happened twice to her. Let's remember one of the videos from this STS mission. I want to tell you that all these videos have been recorded by Santiago Iturria in his house directly from the NASA satellite. We can see here Atlantis releasing large quantities of water. I don't know if that is water. For me, it would be stupid just to release water into the space.
And suddenly see what is appearing on the upper part of the screen. This is a luminous object that appeared from nowhere, and it's showing a rectangular shape, and it's getting near and suddenly stop. And as you can see, the shape is very clear, like rectangular, tubular shape, and remaining there, like observing this operation of releasing that fluid was supposed to be water, we don't know, but suddenly it disappeared again, and it was recorded on live time, broadcast on live time by NASA.
Also, it seems like a warning. We are watching you. The same thing happened on November 22nd when Mike Lopez Alegría and Mikhail Yurin they wanted to make a spacewalk.
They were planning to do important work outside of the International Space Station, but for some reason, they could not open the hatch. There was a mysterious force. Now, you can listen to the original audio that was in Russian because it was a Russian team mission, but it's also translated. And
please observe this object.
Observe the object outside.
This is not the moon. This is not a satellite. This is not an asteroid. This is something else.
Yes, it's not the moon because on the background is at night Earth. So this was exactly between the ESS and Earth. So it's not the moon. But watch carefully and hear the audio.
There is something that's on the way. Let's try it this way now. Understand the reason. Maybe there is some foreign object. Maybe something is on the way. Okay, for right now, just go ahead and look at the entire hatch try to inspect it. And you know, I'd say that the resistance is pretty sufficient. Well, but I cannot see anything on my side. I cannot see any obstacles. Well, the same here. I do not see anything either. I don't understand what's going on. Let's try to close it. Okay. Yes, guys, go ahead. Close it. Use the tool. Close it completely.
But serially, when the object disappears, the hatch could open. Make your guess.
Again, it's like a warning. We can, if we want, we won't let you go to the space. But anybody is free to think the better conclusion. Then it came the mission STS-116. And this was also a very important mission because they took the first solar panels to the International Space Station, and they have many problems. Just 2 videos from that mission. This one, very clear. Again, we have a sighting that is like a warning.
A similar object, a tubular-shaped and appearing and getting closer, as you can see here. This is during I think the 3rd day, and as you can see on the left is the big panel, and unexpectedly this luminous object appeared from nowhere, and this was live transmission by NASA. Of course, they did not reply this image later, but we got it.
And again, another object. They come. They let us know they are there observing.
And this is clear, a similar object, but we must be very clear. This is not a lens flare, because it's only that object there. There are no more features around that could suggest it's a lens flare. It's an actual object, self-illuminated, tubular shape, once again appearing during
and
the mission. Yes. So the astronauts at that time realized they were not alone in space, but you know, they keep silence.
And then we have some other missions, like STS-117. From June the 9th to June the 21st.
This is very interesting. Look at the upper side of the screen to the left.
Oh yeah. This is
the control room. Now look,
116.
Look
here.
how that big object appeared, and then they switch it to see what was going on. The camera operator is trying to search with the ESS cameras to see what was that object. Very luminous, and see carefully what is going to happen.
The objects are getting nearer to the International Space Station. The cameras are being moved from Houston, and the objects are coming closer to the International Space Station.
Sometimes they are switching back just to switch to another camera. And this, you can see here, the solar panels. The camera operator is trying to locate that mysterious luminous object.
We can see the Earth here. It's the morning. It's getting clearer. The objects are now very close. This is the Earth again. And the objects are really close now. And this is a very important video because it's probably the nearest that has ever been recorded.
This is the best part of the sequence. The camera operator was trying to find the object, but he realized that the object got closer to the International Space Station, very closer, and he finally located with the camera, and look how close it is, passing behind.
It's important to say that it's in the other side of the solar panels. This object is investigating the solar panels. You can see the light through the solar panels. It means that it's very, very close and is examining the solar panels. We can see them now clearer. and through the little holes, we can observe. It's not a coincidence that these solar panels were set just 3 days before this sighting.
As you can see, the camera operator is very interested in following this object. And look, the size. And it's moving very close. So these were live images broadcast early morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And, well, it took me by surprise to see this sequence. And now you can see it very clear.
Now is the mission STS-117. This is in June last year. We didn't have as many and probably as important sightings, but we have some.
Deliver Clay Anderson.
This is a wonderful footage.
His
Look at that.
tour of duty on board the International Space Station.
Of course.
We'll bring flight engineer Sonny Williams
These images
from
suddenly appear, and NASA could not do anything, but maybe in a matter of seconds, and we got those evidences. This is another one, blinking object, at certain distance, but very clear, and it is not an ice particle, all right? Like NASA likes to say, an ice particle, intelligent ice particle. Well, I don't think so. Well, you know, and all the missions have been visited or watched by these UFO crafts. These are the panels when they are extending promise, and again, another object. Sometimes the objects are a certain distance, sometimes they are closer, but look at that. And look how the camera operator is also very interested. That reflects that they are also interested in this activity. This is the undocking, the shuttle undocking from the space shuttle, and this was an extremely bizarre incident. Look at that, known as the worm around the International Space Station. Very weird. Mysteries in space.
The STS-120 was full of sightings again. It was the discovery again, and this was from the 23rd of October to the 8th of November. From the very first day, we had the sightings. As you know, the shuttle is moving, 15,000 miles per hour, something like that?
Yes, on orbit. And this is the cargo bay, and
the objects are chasing for more than 30 minutes. You can see it's getting closer, it's getting nearer. The Earth is moving because the shuttle is moving. It's not just parked there. And here you have another object that is going back.
And it's clear, there is something important. And these transmissions by the shuttle, you cannot see planets or stars because of the illumination of the Earth So these are actual objects. Only under very special circumstances in infrared, some stars could see, but not in these images. So they cannot say these are planets or stars. And besides that, they are moving.
And I can tell you, all the mission was full of sightings. This is October the 30th, when they were trying to repair the new solar panels. If you remember, they had many problems. And in that mission, that day, there were at least 8 cameras working. And in almost every single shot of that cameras, we can see different objects just observing what is going on. And they are very, very near.
This big object was present all that time of the repairment, sometimes in one place, sometimes in another place, moving, very big object, and watching this.
Look, the astronaut. The astronaut is
that
upside
is the
down.
spacewalk. Yeah.
And we can see this object getting close to it.
There it is, to the left, to the right side of the screen. You can see the astronauts on the spacewalk working, and also the same big object observing. this was a long sequence, and this object was moving in different locations, but all the time present. This mission, STS-120, was the most successful mission for NASA, but also has a lot of UFO sightings for us, the researchers.
What is amazing is that the American media is not presenting this openly, and now this is very important.
Yeah.
Look, this is the landing of the
Discovery landing, and look up above.
A UFO comes just above it.
Look above. Look. Do you see it? That object suddenly stopped and kept there. So this is the first time that we have an actual footage of an unidentified flying object approaching the shuttle when landing. This is quite unique, so this mission was really surprising. And the image is very clear.
Africa, and then out over the Indian.
And this is the STS-120.
Yeah, this is the last one. This is the last one, just 1 month, last month. And, well, we can tell you there were, again, many UFOs around. As you can see here, again, the cargo bay. But you see all these incidents sometimes happens just in seconds. So if you are not watching or recording at that exact time, you can lose it. The evidence, you can lose the evidence. So we must keep ourselves 24 hours for 14 days watching and recording in order to get these evidences. So we are not alone in space.
This mission was not as spectacular as the others, but there were objects there. And again, you have to consider that even though these objects, this light seems to be static, they are moving at the same speed of the International Space Station or the shuttles.
Can you put the original audio, please, to the videos, because we are not hearing audio on the videos?
No, but it's music. I don't think it's the original audio. I don't think it is.
Okay, thank you.
They are not as clear this time.
Atlantis, Houston sees a good config for the NC4 burn.
That I call up to the Atlantis crew, preparing for a final NC rendezvous phasing burn.
Look at that. Look at that. Of course, they never comment during the transmission anything unusual.
Again, to refine that approach, the last burn put the.
But we are certain that they are aware that there is something outside.
It was a height adjustment burn, and
so it's very clear.
We're 35 nautical miles apart at that point. Closing in, we are 4 hours 19 minutes from the scheduled docking of the two vehicles.
And we can assure you, these are not shooting stars. These are something else. Now this is a interesting feature, because the shuttle is what you are seeing here, and then some objects appear around,
a good burn.
as you can see. You see in the lower part of the screen. So every time a different action takes place. But we can expect every time a spectacular incident could happen.
And,
there's another one.
Glove heaters are off,
and it's going up.
Clean.
This is huge, and it's going up very slowly.
Heaters. One of them's on. Take that one off.
Now this mission of last month was also successful, and they decided to right away prepare the Endeavour to be launched this month. And as you can see, during the spacewalk also, suddenly something unknown appeared.
And the adjustable is also released. Okay.
They'll continue to maneuver and put it in position for installation on the P1 truss.
Okay, we copy station 4.
We've just passed the 3-hour mark of this EVA, just past the halfway mark. The spacewalk originally slated to last about 6.5 hours, and they are on schedule.
These are, we are going to show you some footage that make the headlines worldwide, because this was captured by merely accident or by chance, because this was part of a newscast report about some military exercises by the Israeli Air Force in the Gulf War.
Over the border of Syria around the 23rd of September. And this is a very amazing video, because you can see the airplanes, the
jet fighters,
and a huge UFO. Please watch carefully.
This was broadcast by the BBC. Now watch carefully. Look, 1 and 2. So saucer-shaped object that appears suddenly, confronting this jet fighter from the Israeli Air Force, and also some spheres. You could see some spheres, white spheres, on the upper part of the screen. So this footage was broadcast by the BBC on the newscast. They didn't realize there were some unknown objects. It was too late when they broadcast this footage and make the headlines very quickly, and we got that piece of footage.
This was photographed by a Marine over a refinery in Iraq in May last year, and we can compare both images, and for me it's just the same kind of object. In both cases, these were captured over the areas where there is war. Last year I presented you these UFOs chasing airplanes over Mexico City, but now this year we very recently received a video, the same kind of video recorded over the north of California, May the 12th.
Yeah, this was recorded by a lady who used the name of Gorigo, and she had the same sighting. Well,
this is still the Mexican
sighting. This is
sighting.
still Mexico, yeah, this is still Mexico.
We think this airplane that you are going to see is the Southwest airline.
Now, this is the California footage. As you can see, there is also another UFO at the top following the airplane.
It means that they know what we are doing. They follow our airplanes.
But also, despite the fact of the dramatic image, there was not a single accident still yet reported. So maybe it was just an observation incident.
This sphere seems to be intelligent. For example, this one was recorded October 19th, 2007 in Mexico. We can see this sphere coming from the sky, then observing some structures, and then suddenly going up again. These spheres are really interesting. Sometimes they conform fleets, sometimes they chase airplanes, sometimes they go along with UFOs. But these spheres are something really important. I think we should give more attention to these spheres. Now, for example, September 21st, 2007, look, they hide inside a cloud.
This is what we know as UFO fleets, UFO flotillas, very famous in Mexico.
Look, when they are very close to each other, they, they balance, they move a little. It's like they are magnetic. If they get too close, it's like the two,
and they are showing some kind of magnetic balance between themselves, but at the same time they don't break the formation, which is quite interesting.
Lately we had some spheres, some fleets of dark objects.
These are rare sightings of fleets, black spheres.
And in this case, this is going to be very interesting. This is just one more fleet. But we did something that we haven't done before. We put this image in negative, and I want you to see what happens when you do that. Then it is very clear that these are not balloons. Look what happened. They shine, they have energy, like if they were stars.
This sighting took place 2 months ago.
It's the same, just in negative. And again, one more fleet. This was important because many radio stations reported this sighting the 25th of January this year.
And remember, these huge fleets appear over the most populated city, Mexico City.
And this is happening also in India, as we can see in this video.
What the fuck? Take a video. Oh my god!
So this UFO fleet phenomenon is by now a global phenomenon.
That is so cool!
Some cars passing by, they are on the road.
Two of them. Oh my god!
This is a very interesting sighting in Santiago de Chile. This was released in May last year. This man recorded this video in 2004, the 16th of December, and you have to remember it's summer. Fortunately, Santiago was able to get in touch with this man, and we were able to receive this video.
So please watch carefully because this is an amazing
Observe
footage.
the spheres because they are going to make a line, and one by one is going to fly from the left to the right.
Ahí cuando se empiezan a... Oye, pero igual es como...
Mira, hay unos que vienen de vuelta, que se ven negros. Bueno, se ven en la cámara, no se ven así un poco.
This video was recorded by a man by the name of Niovaca in Chile. But wait, because something more spectacular is just coming.
Llámale, dile que papá quiere que le siga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can see the one to the right moving fast. And the second one moving very fast. And the following one. So these are no flares. Flares don't act like that unless they are intelligent flares. But look, they are moving to the other side, and look what is going to happen.
It's like a demonstration. Then, about half an hour later, the same group of spheres or objects or lights got together here, and they move.
Una línea.
Sí, allá.
They're going to make a scene. They are located in the middle of that mountain.
Hija, mira, 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 el primer ovni. Mira, mira, Abril, esto sigue.
Now look,
No te voy a decir que. Mira, mira,
look.
mira, hija. Mi amor,
And it's
mira.
going up, it's going up, it's going up. Wow.
This is probably the best video ever recorded of a UFO and a volcano in action. It was recorded by this man, Nico Pisano.
Nico Pisano, yeah.
We believe he's Argentinian, Italian in origin, and he lives close to El Arenal, Costa Rica volcano. This is the most active volcano in Central America, one of the most active in the whole continent and the world, and it's a very dangerous volcano. Very frequently you hear that it's making new eruptions. And this man lives there to take tourists, to take scientists, to take crews. And we believe this happened in September 2005 because we have been trying to locate him, but he's like a hippie. He goes around. We haven't been able to find him, but we are trying. And we hope that very soon we're going to find him because these are very important evidence. Even Dr. Bruce Maccabee has analyzed this, and he told me that this is a very real event. This volcano has pyroclastic clouds. What's that? It's when the smoke can go up, but because it's so heavy, falls down. And it's very, very hot and runs very, very fast. This is a pyroclastic cloud. Now, please, I want you to observe. I'll do it in both screens. The object is going to appear here. It's going to go behind the clouds. You will see the reflection in front of the clouds. Then the object is going to turn. It's going to go behind the mountain. It's going to go up. It's going to stop here. It's going to go there. And then it's going to go through the dust. And here it's going to turn to the left. It's the same here, here. Then it's going to stop here. It's going to move here. It's going to go behind. And then it's going to move. This is a beautiful video.
Oh.
Can we bring the lights down a little more, please? So they don't reflect on the screen.
Wilder! Mira! Wow. Holy
It stopped,
shit.
and then it moves. Do you see it?
Wow. Oh.
Now you can see the object coming here. Look the reflection in the clouds here. That's very important. And then it's going to turn. It's going behind the mountain. Now it's going to go up. I have shown you many times this in El Popo, but this is a very clear video. Now this object stops there. Then it's going to move there. And then you can see it inside the cloud coming. Look the reflection in the clouds here, and then moving.
Asegura que
we received this video from Channel 7 Teletica. We have a collaboration with them. We send them videos, they send us videos. And this happened on November 22nd, 2007.
In Costa Rica.
It's going to be in Spanish, even though it's very, very clear what you are going to see.
Un ovni se puso justo al frente de sus ojos y le mostró a Telenoticias lo que para él es una evidencia clara.
Marvin Badilla trabajaba hace varios días en una construcción. Corrían las 3:49 en el reloj cuando su rutina fue sacudida por una experiencia que, según él, cambió su vida para siempre.
Yo estaba lijando aquí, de esta madera. Acá afuera estaba muy nublado. Yo levanto la vista y veo como una especie de objeto, como muy brillante. Yo lo miro de reojo, así que saco el celular, veo que me da tiempo y empiezo a grabar. Empiezo a llamar a mi compañero que estaba usando un taladro. Él no me escucha, yo lo vuelvo a llamar. Vuelvo a ver hacia él, sale un toquecito la toma del celular y cuando vuelvo a enfocar ya él se había alejado.
Con el pulso temblando por la impresión, Marvin logró captar estas imágenes con su teléfono celular, su prueba de que alguien o algo lo observaba ese día.
Sus nervios estaban todavía muy alterados.
No, yo siento que fue un ovni. Eso no cabe duda que es algo que no es creado por el hombre. Y con qué objetivo estaba aquí no se sabe.
Para los expertos es difícil hablar del video por el poco tiempo que dura. Sin embargo, el investigador del fenómeno ovni, Oscar Sierra, advierte que casos muy similares a este ya se han presentado.
El objeto parece que algo en el centro se le mueve y eso coincide con muchos videos que se han filmado en otros lugares del mundo donde se ve este fenómeno. Estos objetos extraños se mueven con algún tipo de energía que hace que desde el centro de ellos se mueve la parte central, ¿no? Y eso es lo que genera algún tipo de campo magnético que hace que ellos suban y se muevan, ¿no?
La discusión está servida. El video será enviado a México, donde expertos lo analizarán con equipo especializado. En Telenoticias esperaremos los resultados y ustedes serán los primeros en conocerlos.
Sin duda alguna, un tema que hoy da mucho de qué hablar en esta montaña. Luego de ver las imágenes, puede que a algunos se les haya puesto los pelos de punta. Para otros, tal vez fue simplemente otra historia más de ovnis. Sea cual sea su criterio, lo cierto es que tras una experiencia como esta, hombres como Marvin Badilla jamás volverán a ver el cielo de la misma forma. Les informó Luis Carlos Monge, Telenoticias.
And from the 17th of April to the 12th of May, we have very important sightings. First, in Italy, in a suburb of Milan. Then we had it in the south of France. Then again in Cinicello Balsamo in Milan. And then in Mexico. I think this sequence is connected, and it proves that this is becoming a very near phenomenon. This is in Cusago, in Italy.
Dai,
grosso, tá? Bello grosso.
The south of France is not very far away from the north of Italy. This is, remember the name? Coursach. This was recorded by Mr. Coursach in the south of France just 7 days after the first video.
Very similar.
Very similar. Fortunately, he recorded from different areas because the object was just standing there. And besides him, there are two more videos. Unfortunately, I didn't bring them, but there are two more videos, one from a woman and one anonymous with the same object. But then we have what I think is probably one of the best sightings and videos ever. This was recorded by Antonio Ursi, and you remember that I presented you many videos from Antonio Ursi last year. I want to ask Bob Brown to invite this incredible gentleman, very young man in Italy, a designer, very humble, very simple. He doesn't want anything, just to present what he is living, and it is just amazing. Please enjoy this. Yes. Okay, thank you.
The answer is yes.
Okay. Okay, just watch. This is for you, Bob.
C'è? C'è? Sì, quelli dell'anno scorso.
No.
Guardalo.
Bello, Anto.
Zitta, chiama.
Prendi punti di riferimento.
Punti di riferimento, la sega, punti di riferimento.
Che bello, caro.
Fermo, aspetta. Ecco, aspetta, guarda.
No,
guarda da vicino, corri.
No, ma quanto è grande?
Corri, vai giù a sentire, vai giù dalla nonna, corri. Corri! Se ne va! Cazzo. Se ne va.
He had to stop. He didn't disappear. He had to stop because he was in the bathroom, standing in the bathroom, the John you said, and the window is in the top of the house. Then he was recording like this, and he was falling, and then he had to stop recording this. You see, he doesn't have windows. You see, that's the bathroom right there. Yeah. Antonio deserves it. Then, the 12th of May, 2007, a Mayan Indian, literally a Mayan Indian in Mérida, Mexico, with a cellular phone, recorded this UFO. If he had a camera like Antonio, the images probably would have been even better. But all he had was a cellular phone. He was sleeping, and then he heard strange noises, like metallical noises. You are going to hear them. That.
And look how close it is.
He also took 2 photographs. The photographs are so much clearer. As you know, the cellular phones, especially the video cameras in the cellular phones, are not so good. We can also see 2 spheres very close to the object. The OVNI Club Mérida analyzed this case, and there is no reason not to believe that this is real. This man doesn't know anything about technology, absolutely and whatsoever. Then, after you could see that the objects are very near, let's see what is happening with the ETs. We call it the silent invasion. Let's start with this video that all of you know, but it's part of the collection. This was recorded 2 o'clock in the morning with a cell phone in the streets of Mérida, the 20th of March, 2005. Look behind the post, please.
No mames, ¿dónde? Te juro que allá, atrás del poste algo me tocó, cabrón. ¿Dónde está? Ya, pero no dejes de grabar, güey. No dejes de grabar, cabrón. Velo, güey. No mames, vámonos, no mames. Vámonos.
Here you can see the creature appearing behind the post. The size of the arm is more than 3 feet. No, 3 feet. Yeah, more than 3 feet, 3.5 feet. 1 meter and 10 centimeters. But what is important there is that we went there and we found 49 Roentgens of radiation per hour around the post. 49 Roentgens. Look the size of the arm. 49 Roentgens is very dangerous. When this happened, this radiation was 4 meters around the post. Now it's more than 1 kilometer away. Okay? Then the people there is under the influence of this radiation. The kids that are being born there, they seem to be smarter. It is having some kind of influence. Unfortunately, people hasn't been affected in the wrong way. We don't see more cancer or any other kind of sickness, but we are looking closely. Then, in August 2006, close to Mexico City, Tecámac, 2 young kids had this experience.
Que en el pasado mes de agosto del 2006 habría obtenido por medio de su celular un video en el que se observan las imágenes de lo que parecen ser seres extraterrestres.
Órale, pásate ya. Ya va. Ya, no te matas, hombre. Ya, deja de estar haciendo cosas. Cámara.
They didn't saw the creature at that time, but was filmed on the cellular phone.
Bueno, veníamos de un centro comercial y, bueno, para no irnos a dar toda la vuelta para entrar a la unidad, nos quisimos saltar por la barda de acá atrás. Pues él le tenía miedo al saltarse, pero pues me dijo que yo me pasara primero. Y yo me pasé y yo pensando que se iba a caer, pues empecé a grabarlo. Y ya luego en la noche, ya viendo los videos, me encontré de que, bueno, había salido algo raro ahí en el video, así como un cero, no sé, que salía de la pared. Los vi así como que con caras muy alargadas y como que así los pelos hacia atrás como si trajeran rastas.
Cuando realizamos el levantamiento de las imágenes en el lugar, nos percatamos de que ya se estaba colocando una malla ciclónica, debido a que es peligroso cruzar por ahí, y también nos pudimos percatar de que no transita mucha gente por el lugar. Las imágenes se están analizando a profundidad, ya que de confirmarse su veracidad, estas nos estarían mostrando de nueva cuenta esta extraña presencia en nuestro mundo.
Then, in October 2006, we had this case in La Huasteca, in the state of Nuevo León. The investigator, what is it?
Hilda Estrada.
Hilda Estrada, who is here tonight, or today, excuse me, received the news that there was a creature crawling on the roads of this national park close to Monterrey. She went there to look, and after some hours, she found the creature. But something happened. First, the creature tried to mimetize with the environment, and second of all, release some odor.
An intense smell.
Intense smell. They couldn't resist it, and they had to go. This is the case. ¿Qué haría usted si en un camino como este, cerca de la noche, se encontrara con un ser pequeño de color gris que se arrastra? que tiene una gran cabeza, grandes ojos, que no parece humano. ¿Qué haría en ese momento? ¿Le llamaría a la policía? ¿A los bomberos? ¿Llamaría usted al ejército o qué es lo que haría? ¿Contactaría a investigadores del fenómeno ovni extraterrestre y dejaría que ellos se encargaran? Y entonces ellos, cuando llegaran a este lugar y encontraran a este ser, ¿qué es lo que deberían de hacer? En la grabación se puede escuchar un lamento.
Okay.
Parece como un niño o un animal.
Okay.
Incluso parece un delfín. Usted tenía la cámara en sus manos en ese momento.
Sí, es correcto.
¿En este lugar se encontraba?
Sí, así es. Estaba presente en este lugar, en esta área, tomando a Hitler, que estaba en la parte de arriba de la montaña.
El sonido que se escucha, el lamento, se escucha más cerca de Sergio que de donde estaba yo, porque yo andaba arriba de la montaña y Sergio me está grabando desde ahí y viene a quedar pues bastante cerca de donde estaba el ser. Bueno, pues aquí nos encontramos a 28 de octubre del año 2006.
The actual footage.
Estamos haciendo una exploración, ya que hoy por la mañana nos hablaron 2 personas del municipio de Santa Catarina, Nuevo León, para avisarnos que por esta zona, ayer al estar oscureciendo, se toparon con un diminuto ser que aparentemente pues como que se arrastraba, como si estuviera herido. Estas personas hasta ahorita pues no nos han querido dar la entrevista, pero sí nos comentaron, o sea, que fue en esta área y pues esto todavía vendría a ser lo que es el Cañón de San Pablo, que viene a quedar en la parte de atrás del Parque La Huasteca. A ver, es que estoy viendo a ver si lo encuentro. Espérate, estoy viendo a ver si hay algo, no sé, espérate. Oye, ¿estará vivo o estará muerto? No, ya me puse bien nerviosa con esta onda. ¿Cómo lo ves tú?
Pues, no sé, la verdad, se ve muerto.
Sabes que no, ahorita me lo voy a tratar de acercar algo, pero yo me lo encuentro y corro hacia el carro por la cámara. Entonces cuando ya venimos y Sergio y yo nos encontramos a la orilla de ahí del pequeño barranco, es cuando empieza a desprender el aroma. Me asusté bastante, pensé que me iba a contaminar de algo pues que no fuera de aquí, alguna enfermedad que pues incurable, que no fuera de la tierra, que pues que se podía hacer después. Entonces, o algún tipo de contaminación radiactiva. Lo que yo quise fue filmarlo lo más lejos que se pudiera, lo más rápido que se pudiera, e ir por unas bolsas de plástico o algo para no tener un contacto directo con el ser, para evitar alguna posible contaminación y podérnoslo llevar. Nosotros creíamos que estaba muerto, pero pues resulta, yo creo que estaba vivo, porque cuando regresamos, en lo que fuimos por las bolsas, ya no estaba. Aquí el ser inmediatamente nos dimos cuenta que en efecto se trataba de un ser tipo alien, del que le dicen los grises, pues porque su cabeza es de un tamaño muy desproporcionado a lo que viene a ser el cuerpo, de un color gris verdoso. El color del ser es bastante similar a lo que viene a ser su entorno de las piedras. Casi podríamos asegurar que es un tipo de mimetización o camuflaje, quizás para que no lo viéramos. Pues uno de los factores así más por los cuales yo quise retirarme fue el aroma, estaba insoportable. Es similar a lo que viene a ser el azufre o un huevo podrido, pero realmente no sabíamos qué era, o sea, cómo podíamos saber qué tipo de sustancia química extraña el ser estaba soltando. Quizás esa sustancia nos podría haber afectado. De hecho, cuando regresamos al lugar que ya no estaba el ser, pues, todavía olía, pero menos.
Then this happened in Ixhuatlán del Café in March of 2007. We received the news that somebody had recorded something very strange. I was in Chicago. I seen people of my crew to make the investigation, and this is what they obtained. This is a man who works in the café area.
Ya menos salen, dice, no, ¿sabes qué? Se nos hizo medio tarde en la mañana, vamos a ir un poco más tarde. Ok, digo, entonces yo los espero aquí afuera porque para qué regresar hasta mi casa. Digo, los espero, dice, sí, como en una hora terminamos. Digo, ok, a las 10. Entonces yo me vine y me senté en la camioneta, les di vuelta, me vine y me senté en la camioneta y un niño se salió conmigo. Entonces el niño estaban jugando atrás en lo que es la batea de la camioneta y el niño De pronto el niño nada más se sentó, entonces yo me pongo a jugar con mi celular a sacarle fotos al niño. Y el niño le daba risa. Entonces de pronto nada más agarra y se sienta y se pone a jugar con la tierra que tenía en la camioneta. Al poco rato yo sigo con mi celular, pero sigo viendo para todos lados, o sea, no, jugando más que nada. Cuando le pongo el zoom a la cámara y volteando hacia, o sea, yo sigo así, volteando hacia el frente, que me queda hacia allá, veo una figura, pero la veo así, la veo casi cerquitita por uno de que tenía el zoom la cámara. Entonces yo al enfocarlo, o sea, lo primero que hice fue quitar el celular y voltear a ver qué onda. Cuando sí lo enfoqué bien, que le tomo la primera foto. Cuando yo vi, dije, no, pues a ver si se viene hacia mí o qué onda. Empieza a caminar, pero el trayecto de vereda, lo que es de vereda a vereda, nada de que se venía hacia acá ni nada. Entonces yo cuando va más o menos a la mitad le tomo otra foto. Ya, pero el primero tardó bastante en caminar, o sea, porque yo sentí que como que titubeaba si se venía o qué onda, ¿no? Ya cuando iba entrando le saqué otra foto. Entonces yo agarro y no sé por qué agarro y le pongo el videoclip. Digo, a ver si se regresa. Entonces yo enfocando hacia allá y viendo, buscando a ver si se regresa o qué onda. Y si llega a regresar, que yo agarro al niño y salgo corriendo para abajo donde está la demás gente, ¿no? Tengo para ver a dónde salió, estaba parado otro. Y se ve que un poquito más alto. La misma figura, así como si fuera de color así, como grisáceo, así, no tiene un color específico. No tenían forma específica ni nada. Entonces yo lo enfoco y empiezo a tomar. Cuando vi que empezó a caminar más rápido y fue que lo sigo. Pero tanto tenía yo fotos del niño que la memoria del teléfono no tiene mucha memoria, entonces ya se había llenado. El videoclip me alcanzó más o menos casi entrando, se corta el videoclip, de que ya no daba para más el video. Pues al principio dije que era una figura, porque a simple vista no se le alcanza a distinguir que tenga, incluso en el video no se alcanza a distinguir que tenga una forma de algo, una forma específica de un ser, de algo, no tiene una forma específica. O sea, no se le ve un cuerpo estético como el de una persona. Inclusive la altura es un poco más alta. O sea, es de forma, no tiene colores, con una forma como grisáceo, como transparente, no tiene una forma exacta y no tiene un color exacto. Entonces ya unas personas de aquí que viven más o menos aquí cerca de esta zona dicen, no, ¿sabes qué? Eso sí es cierto, o sea, yo sí te creo porque pues la verdad yo lo he visto varias cosas similares a eso, pero ahora sí simplemente no, en el momento donde estamos parados como cualquier persona y no tenemos nada para grabar, pero sí se te cree, pero nosotros lo contamos eso, pero hasta ahí queda porque no tenemos evidencia de eso. Entonces varias personas coinciden, no, eso sí es cierto, eso sí es cierto. Entonces mucha gente empieza a sacar anécdotas de que parecidas a la mía, pero ahora sí nada más con la diferencia de que yo tuve las evidencias para mostrarlo.
En el rancho de don Mario Moreno López, donde se dedican a la crianza de aves, colocaron una trampa para ratas del tipo cepo. Nunca se imaginaron la sorpresa que
2007.
Cuando se dieron cuenta del ser que cayó en ella.
Ya era tarde, estábamos trabajando en la parte de acá y mi compañero estaba en la parte de afuera.
These people capture a creature.
Y salgo y oí que se meneaba. Y como sé que a él no le gustan las ratas, la agarré y la dejé en la mesa. Y yo salí al baño y le digo, mira, lo que agarré la trampa. Y ya se mete y ya la ve y dice, tus ratas. Y la coloca ahí en el curtido. Entonces ya cuando salí dice, ya la maté. Pero con anterioridad se nos habían escapado unas ratas egipcias. Entonces él pensó que era una de esas. De hecho yo también cuando la vi, como se estaba moviendo de tal manera que no dejaba ver su cabeza ni nada, sino nada más se veía el lomo que estaba así en la parte de adentro como que se estaba rasgando y así. Entonces la dejé ahí porque pensé que para que le diera un mal susto, ¿no?
El veterinario, al creer que era una rata, la sumergió en un curtidor de pieles. La sorpresa fue al día siguiente.
Al otro día, pues, me dice mi ayudante, ¿sí viste qué era? Y, estaba criando una aguililla de Harris que me donaron. Entonces, la tenía en un nido alto. Después de que capturamos este ser, al otro día que regreso, ya no estaba mi pájaro, estaba en el piso y le comieron la mitad. Y es un ave del tamaño de un gallo. Entonces, y come ratas. Una rata no se lo comió, ni un gato pudo haber sido. Yo, pues enojado por lo que había pasado con mi ave, la metí en una trampa de embudo que tengo para agarrar ratas. En una noche agarro hasta 5 o 6 ratas en esta trampa y no se salen. Metí lo que sobró de mi pájaro en la trampa Y al otro día regreso para ver qué es lo que había caído en la trampa y me encuentro con la sorpresa de que no hay pájaro adentro, bueno, la mitad, ni nada, y nada más las puras patas del ave encuentro. Ni plumas me dejaron. Y era un ave muy grande, una rata come muy poco, varias ratas comen muy poco y se van y dejan el resto, y no lo sacan de la trampa.
Haciendo un análisis comparativo, resulta claro que no se trata de ninguna rata egipcia, no es un roedor. La evidencia está ahí, el extraño ser que cayó en la trampa, los testigos, los misterios que se suscitaron después de la captura de la criatura. Son todo un enigma.
And then we have Mocorito in the state of Sinaloa, December the 2nd, 2007.
Pues mi hermana me despertó con los ruidos que hacía ahí en la recámara y no se animaba a despertarme. O sea, quería que me parara, pues. Entonces me dice, mi hermana me dice, me vinieron a visitar. Entonces yo me puse, pues, ¿qué onda? Y ya me senté. Mira, me dice, los que me vinieron a visitar. Entonces me mostró el celular y empecé a verlo y eso sí. Dar
She is the actual witness,
algo positivo.
a teacher, and these are the images by the cellular phone. This is one of the photographs.
These are the pictures that she obtained. And the
¿Pero qué quieres aquí? ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres aquí con tu presencia?
That's her voice talking to the.
Mientras yo vivo.
She's also singing.
Es que no me da miedo nada de que estoy aquí.
This is a very rare and weird.
This is a case where this woman, she's a teacher, she came back from a party. She was in her room alone. This is 4:57 in the morning, and this creature appeared in front of her. She recorded this creature 3 times and took 5 pictures. What I can tell is that the subject, the witness, is very honest. She's a very religious person, as everybody else in her family. And that the description of the creature is very big eyes, as we can see. In the arms, there are like spines around the arms, something very strange. But what is more amazing is the attitude of this woman. She was even talking to this creature. She felt very much in peace, and she didn't feel in danger. Nothing happened to her. This is the last picture she obtained when the creature is almost disappearing. It is like it was a projection.
Sí, mucha gente comenta que ha visto a objetos.
The people
pues,
there around
así planea
saw objects the night before,
en el cerro
and
de momento me llamó la atención una luz.
They are telling us here that they observed these objects, and something very strange is that there was fog when the objects appeared, and in the fog the cars didn't work, and the cellulars didn't work. And at the same time, inside the house, this woman was having this experience.
The encounter took place for 1 hour. And at the end of the encounter, she said that she felt the need to give him a hug, but she didn't do it.
Estaba todo cubierto de niebla y se veía como que una luz rara, como que un resplandor. Un profesor de Guamuchil de la.
And this was a very strange creature. We never seen before anything like that.
This man is explaining how the cellulars didn't work, and the cars didn't work, and everything electric didn't work right at the same time. I have to say it also that there are uranium mines in that area. We don't know if that is the reason of this presence here.
No había prendido el carro ni nada, o sea, no había razón para que la batería se descargara. Y otro camarada de él, otro amigo de él, iban ahí por ellos también. El caso es que no fueron también porque se descargó la batería, pero eso lo supo él hasta el otro día porque no se pudieron comunicar por los celulares. Pues decirle, hey, ¿sabes qué? No voy a poder ir porque la batería o algo así. Pero no se pudieron comunicar porque también los celulares creo que se descargaron o no funcionaban bien. El caso es que no se pudieron comunicar, así como que la telecomunicación y la cosa esa de la batería como que falló en ese lapso de la medianoche a la madrugada, así, con la neblina.
Thank you. And this is La Crónica, the newspaper from Chilpancingo. As you know, December 31st, January 1st, and 2nd, this is the report of 30 hours of a UFO standing there in the middle of the mountains. And
esto empezó el 31 de diciembre.
We found many witnesses. They are here explaining me that they saw it by 2 days in the middle of the mountains, and that the people was very scared. This is a little town in the middle of nowhere. 3,000 people in that town, 2,000 in Xochipala, and 2,000 in Carrizalillo. The 3 towns saw these objects.
De aquí estábamos presenciando pues la luz bonita, pues se miraba bonita.
Pues subimos y
this boy is explaining that they tried to get to the place with 4 motorcycles. The energy went down. They couldn't get there because the energy of the motorcycles, something happened to it.
Vimos que era un ovni o
and more than 7,000 witnesses.
Los trabajadores.
¿Y tú crees que fueron cables?
No.
And the people from the mining company,
siguiente,
which is Canadian, started to say that this was a short circuit, but there is not possible. We don't know a short circuit that can last for 3 nights and 3 days. It melts. We took experts. Was one of the most difficult trips of my life. We tried to find the place where this object was, but it seems that never landed. This is very interesting. This is the place. This is Mezcala, and this is a nuclear physicist, and he's telling us that this is not a short circuit or anything that can be explained. This is unexplainable.
Simplemente con eso tenemos algo que no es posible explicar tan fácilmente. A mí que me diga alguien que me explique de qué material puede estar elaborado.
He's asking anybody to explain him how could you have a short circuit for 3 nights. These people are telling me that they tried to go by car, 4 cars, and so like 30 people.
Al encumbrar bien a la cima, se prende el.
But when they got close to the place, when the object detected that the lights were coming, the cars were coming, just turned off.
Se apagó y nosotros llegamos, pues cada 5 minutos está produciendo esa. Ya no hubo nada.
Muchos señores.
And this is a young man from a different town.
Y pues en ese momento,
and he's telling us that
lo que es la luz eléctrica,
they also saw the light, but what is strange here is every time that the object went up and very bright, it took the energy from the 3 different towns, took the energy of the cameras, took the energy of the cellular phones, of the batteries of the cars, and the electricity. For a few seconds, took the energy, and then turned off and went down. And again, for 3 nights in a row. What it was doing there, we don't know.
No cabe duda de lo que se presentó.
There are some videos that I'm going to present you, which are not very spectacular, but they are very, very meaningful, as I will try to explain. This man is a very important man because he is one of the 5 who can declare a nuclear emergency in Mexico.
Muy grande y que se mantuvo durante 30 horas con las narraciones que hemos tenido y con los videos que hemos
and he is convinced that this experience is not explainable.
Pues no queda la menor duda de que algo aconteció en este lugar, algo diferente, algo que realmente
something different happened here.
Principalmente eso, el haber hecho una investigación de campo seria en el lugar.
We found hunters that saw the object from the bottom of the hill, and the object was flying. This is the light that was there, just in the middle of the mountains, illuminating the whole mountains, the whole town, 15 kilometers away. This is the light.
There are more than 100
Even
videos.
though the videos are not so spectacular, they prove that what happened there. And they are not spectacular because the video cameras cannot get all the information that our eyes can see.
But you can hear the excitement of the people. The whole town was witnessing. This was a massive sighting, witnessed by the whole town, very unprecedented, for 3 consecutive nights. And there it is.
The object was flying. And it's probably the longest. We have one video where you can see even the object in daylight. But the people didn't see it in daylight. They just saw it in the middle of the night. In this case, look what happened. When this object turns bright, the light in here in the floor reduces. When it appears, reduces. When this appears, you can see the fluctuation of the electricity here. You see, it goes down, and then the object, and then comes back. I think this is interesting.
And this incident took us by surprise because Mezcala at that time was almost unknown for us, the researchers, but suddenly, with this incident for 3 nights, witnessed by the whole town, well, Mezcala became famous for the many different reports published on the internet, and we had to go there. And the people are still excited, not in panic, still excited because the response of the people in Mexico has been always of excitement, interest. They are not in panic or fearing any invasion like that. And maybe that's because we have so many UFO sightings. We have a very good response from the Mexican people. And this Mezcala incident is the most recent one, and could be a massive demonstration that this kind of sightings or events are going to repeat again, so the people will get aware of this presence.
No sé qué pasó. De ese sector, sí. One moment, please.
Okay.
One
We
moment.
have a small problem here, right here, with the DVD. Maybe the UFO was so intense. But you know, I would like to say that all these years, when we have been present in our conferences, most people ask all the time the same question, which is, of course, legitimate. Why Mexico? What is happening in Mexico? Why Mexico has so many UFO sightings all the time and so many incidents involving UFOs? Well, I think that the best answer for us is that it's because of the Mexican people that is making this possible, you know. There it is. Okay, this is another view.
¿Se ve, güey?
Okay.
This is the daylight.
Daylight footage also.
There are more than 10, well, there are more than 100 videos, but all of them show more or less the same. And we found one. We found one. As you see, that is daylight. But the people didn't realize, except some, most people didn't realize that this was also daylight.
Oye, está toreando. Mira, vamos para la carretera nueva. Mira. Vámonos, súbanse, vamos a verlo más cerca.
No la veo ya, Daniela.
You can hear the excitement and the people saying, let's go to the place.
Y sí, vio usted, doña Berta, eso que dice que pasó una bola de...
What is interesting is this is the best photograph we have from the event. There is so much information that is being now analyzed in this explosion of energy that this object had. Many times it created blockouts in the electricity system of the three little towns.
This is the actual photo of the craft that shows some kind of energy.
The energy. I haven't seen, I don't know if anybody in this Congress presented the crop circles in England, but something very important happened on the 777. I don't know if you heard about it, but this is our friend Gary King, who thought that something could happen that day because it was an important date, 777, and he decided to go to a special place. And right there in front of his eyes, he was able to see how a formation was created. Here is the case and my investigation.
He scanned the field, it would be recorded to
Sound,
video as well.
please.
So there were 5 cameras in total that he had with him on top of the hill. When we arrived there at 1:30, he got his image enhancing device out and scanned East Field and the field next to it with the rate and the wheat field next to that by Golden Ball Hill, and we could see then that the field was completely clear. Apart from the lights at the end of the road going past, the cars going past, the field was in complete darkness, and if there would have been any lights inside there from anybody with laser devices or any lights at all, down to 1/200th of a lux of a candle, it would have been detected by these cameras. They were hooked up to a bank of video recorders in his car, and they ran all night. We sat there then from about 1:30 until about just after 3, and then there was an almighty white flash of light that completely encompassed the landscape. We talked about that for a few minutes and wondered if there was something in it. I felt that maybe there's a connection, but we didn't know anything at that point. And it was around that time that Wynne realised he had to go and change his tapes over because they run for 4 hours in the vehicle. So he went down to the vehicle and changed the tapes and came back up. We sat there for about another 20 minutes, and just as some of the light began to creep in from the east, we could see a very, very pale, imperceptible shadow on the field. So I asked Wynne to look through his light-sensitive camera to see if there was anything there, which he did, and when he got up, we could see this amazing formation laid out in front of us. But it was still too dark to actually see it with the naked eye. We could only see it through the camera. So we cheered and danced and was very happy, and then waited until the light came up just after 4, and Wynne stayed on the hill then and continued to film it as Paula and I walked down and entered the formation for the first time.
This is probably the first time we have witnesses of one of these formations. Witnesses that can declare that nobody was there, there were no lights, and this phenomenon was real.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. I mean, the fact that the cameras were running all night shows that no one entered the field, because we've got cars that were logged going past, and we've got all those times that they went, even a lorry that turned around at the end of the field, we logged it, paid particular attention to any vehicles that were going past. So what we've got is continually running footage for the whole evening, apart from about 30 or 40 seconds tape change in the centre, which show 3 feet long. It has over 160 circles, it's 520 feet wide. I think the biggest circle registered at about 164 feet wide. But most of them, because it's on undulating land, most of the circles are actually elliptical. So the big one underneath the head of it registers at, I think, 141 feet by 112. So that it looks circular from the air, it's taken into account the slope. Also, upon entering the formation, the first ones in the morning, we found the lay to be particularly spectacular. It was about a foot off the ground and was crunching under our feet when we walked through it, just like someone had poured liquid nitrogen across the top of it, and it was just cracking.
There is an hour and 30 minutes from the last moment you record to the flash.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 1:35. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. It was 1:35 that we did the last scan. The last still shot that was taken was at 1:23. That's both those showed the field to be clear. And then at 3:13 we had the white flash. That's when it's registered on the tape as an electromagnetic pulse, which has been analysed now and shown to be a white flash of light that lasted 3.5 milliseconds. The flash was also probably picked up by the aerial on top of the car, so it would have acted as the coax of the camera, so it probably would have acted as a bit of an aerial to the electromagnetic pulse as well, so it looks like disturbance on the film. 7 minutes after that, you can clearly see the formation in the field then. I've spoken to the cameraman since then, and he says that now he's done some further work on it and done some techniques where he grabs frames from it, that he can begin to see the formation starting to appear over the 7 minutes. If you look very carefully, you can start to see the lights coming in, and you can gradually see it, but you can definitely see it very clearly at 7 minutes after.
There is no question in your mind that this was not made by humans?
Oh, no question at all. The complexity of it and the fact that we all sat there all evening and the camera footage that's there, there's no question.
How long would it take to some humans to try to do something like this?
Well, I remember that some people asked the civil engineer and a surveyor to look at the triple Julia set that came down, I think in 96, 97, and asked them to draw that in chalk on a car park and survey it and figure it out. And they wanted to do it over about a 3-week period, and they wanted to charge £10,000 or more. That's a professional company who looked at the design and realised how difficult it would be to make it. That's on flat ground with chalk. To do this in wheat, to do it where you have to make the circles ovals so that they appear circular from the ground in absolute darkness, I can't imagine anybody doing it, so I can't really give an estimate of how long it would take them. But we've worked out that there's about 2¼ acres of wheat that have been flattened just in 60 of the largest 90 circles of the main body of the formation, let alone the small ones which add up to about 150, 60 circles. So just to roll out and flatten 2¼ acres of wheat, we reckon would take longer than an hour and 45 minutes.
Thank you. This year, we were there expecting the new Mayan message. There was just one important, 6. That was all, 6. 6 what? If we consider 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, it would be 6 to 12. We have to remember that on the Wayland-Smithy formation of 2005, we have 2 very important dates. The 20th of May, 2012, which is the day 0, because the Pleiades, the Sun, and the Earth are aligned. And there is going to be a partial solar eclipse, which means that it's going to be the Pleiades, the Sun, the Moon, and the Earth. But we are going to be aligned to the center of the galaxy, between the constellations of Sagittarius and Scorpio. That's an astronomical marker. 12 days later, no, 16 days later, we are going to have the transit of Venus through the Sun. This is the number 6. And then we are going to have a period of 2 weeks. It's going to be a catastrophe? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a big revelation. We're expecting something very important for this year, especially for the 888. The day that you're going to be watching the Olympic Games, the opening, the ceremony, probably something is going to be happening in England. But we will be there. And these signs in the sky are continuing. Look, this cross appeared the 14th of August, 2005, just 15 days before Katrina, in St. Petersburg, in Florida. I'm not relating to religion because I don't want to this phenomenon. But I think these intelligences are using symbols, as they are doing in the crop circles in England. These are symbols to motivate human beings to change. That's another sign. October 17, 2005. The sound, please.
This took place in Italy by Antonio Ursi, the video.
You remember this. This is also a sign in the sky. And we found a very important evidence very recently, just this year, just at the end of last year, in the Museum of the Vatican. We found a painting from the 15th century in Bologna. This is a mass, and you can see the people, all the people looking to the sky, even this sign, San Bartolomé de Guzman, watching the flying horse. Everybody is looking to the flying horse. This is not an allegoric painting. The horse doesn't have wings. It is not painted like a saint or something. It was painted to tell us that this really happened. Is this a proof that what Antonio Ursi recorded the October 17th, 2005, it's also something that really happened? I really believe so. And this is in the Vatican, okay? These are angels flying in the skies of Mexico City, November 27, 2005. Why? I think it's very clear. They are telling us we have to change. We have to modify our attitude. What is this? Does somebody knows? They look like little angels. And this has continued up to this week, as you are going to be able to see. Up to this last Sunday, December the 10th, 2006, something that looks like a virgin in the sky. And this is not a religious message, it's just what is happening.
This was videotaped also in Italy by Antonio Ursi, is known as the Virgin.
This is also by Antonio Ursi. It's like if someone is putting all these images to him to record them.
This is a drawing made
by Luca Ricci, a little kid of 8 years of age. And that's what he saw with some binoculars. These are just what I think are symbols. He is Luca Ricci. This is October 13, 2007. It's 90 years after Fatima. A coincidence? We don't know. This is in Mexico City again. Looks like a human figure in the sky with a red dress moving. Something we don't really know what it is.
This is a video by Arturo Robles Gil, one of the most respected sky watchers.
Here is some of the pictures. And this is from last... Oh, sorry.
Last Monday.
This is from last Monday.
Mexico City.
Mexico City. Looks like a cross again.
Could this be a sign in the sky? Also videotaped by...
I think it's very strange.
Arturo Robles Gil.
Everybody has the best answer inside. I think every one of us has to talk to God to understand and to feel and to be motivated for the future. You know, probably somebody talked about this. I think it's a very important thing, a very important discovery. This is the actual image from Mars. But what is the real mystery here? I think NASA has to respond to this, because that's not a rock. I am not saying it's a human being. I am not saying it's alive. But the explanation they gave us is not very good. And here you can see even the hand and the hair and everything else. But the real mystery in Mars is the rovers. The rovers are, as you know, now in the 4th year. Nobody knows why they continue working. They are full of dust. The budget has been amplified 5 times. This is what happened when they are full of dust. Something happens to them and they get clean. Now, I'm sorry, I think we run out of time, but I want to finish with a very nice message here.
Did you have a good time? So do we. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.